that's not a term that they use to
They
describe
don't like
themselves.
that at all.
No, because to them, and it hits on a nerve that they're responding to, which is this aspect of black identity or people, of African descent identity. What do we call ourselves? Our name has been stripped from us, and so the Hebrew Israelite is a replacement for black. Say, this is who you really are. This is your real identity, not something you would put black on top of.
So when they're referring to themselves as Israelites,
Yes.
are they saying they're from the geographical space that we call Israel now?
Essentially, originally, yes.
Okay.
So a core beginning point to the connection between how they got there and there. So it's essentially, first thing, yes, that when they say they're the true Israelites, the people we read in the Bible, Abraham and his seed, Isaac, Jacob, Jacob's kids, they would say that all of those people were originally black, and so their progeny,
everybody,
all of them.
Wow.
Right. And so then through the dispersion of different things, folks went to Africa, and so then when the slave, and a lot of this is built on the book of Deuteronomy, especially chapter 28. That is a core doctrine. You actually hear that in Kendrick's album. His cousin makes reference to Deuteronomy 28, where it talks about the curses that will befall, the blessings and curses that will befall the people of Israel. Blessings if they obey the law, curses if they disobey the law. And one of those, in that long 68 verses in that chapter, and one of them refers to being sent off into ships, back into Egypt, quote unquote. And they look at the list of those curses as like, who else has this happened to? Sent off in the ships, being slaves.
Wow.
That's us that we've experienced as a people.
How do they view Jesus since much of their...
Yeah. We already would see value in the New Testament, would see Jesus as a messianic figure, I would say. But what exactly that means is... I think is very left up to interpretation and is not the emphasis. So one of the main thing it means is that he's black. Again, it goes back to the national identity thing. Sure. So for some, they would say that his value of being a black man that completely obeyed the law of Moses, which we would agree with as believers.
That's what's scary about this.
Right. That he is important because he was black and he completely obeyed the law.
Sure.
In terms of the idea of the atonement, the death, burial, and resurrection, that's where it gets a little bit more questionable. Like, and the what we would say the Jewishness of the Torah, the first 5 books of the Bible, the Old Testament traditions, without falling victim to placing your salvation in the law itself. Sure. Like, you can keep kosher, you know what I mean? I don't eat pork, you know what I mean? Like, you can, do different things, not eat shellfish, that kind of thing. And that, as long as you don't put that as salvation, then that's okay. You know what I mean? I was just in Israel last month, and met believers who still very much identify with the historic Hebrew roots.
I want to give all the praises and the honor to Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai Bahashem Rakah Quadash, and double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone. Shalom Love Aquarium. Shalom to the elect, to the Aquarium. Shalom to you brothers. And I want to do a response video here that popped up in the thumbnail, as I normally do. It's called Understanding Hebrew Israelite Theology and Beliefs with Rascool Berry. Now, I like how he, they're going on with some interview like we're some religious occult in a museum, like we've been captured, put away, and then how the white man measures information, and he capture a strange species, and then they gotta do their They got to do an interview, so to speak, and give their lectures on what they believe is right and what's not right. And that's what these guys are doing, man. And really what they need to do is get into those Christian churches and try to figure out what's going on with these churches. Now, I noticed he mentioned IUIC and he mentioned GMS. GMS, we're famous, okay? We always come up without the debates. We're the only group that don't go around debating everybody. That is always mentioned in these so-called theologian topics. Which is funny. Again, his title was basically understanding Hebrew Israelites and the theology of the Israelites. When we look at the word theology, it just simply means the study of faith, okay? It's supposed to be the study of God's Yahweh and in relation to the world, but these guys ain't studying the Most High, man. This guy clearly, out his own mouth, says it's okay to keep the Jewishness. What the hell is Jewishness, man? We don't follow anything dealing with Jewishness, but I know what he's saying as far as the Torah. But he went into the fact that talking about the Israelites who follow the Old Testament, and he talked about, and they kind of like went, kind of berserk about Israelites who don't follow the New Testament. But he just said he went to Israel, okay? And it's the Jews, the fake Jews, they don't follow the New Testament. It's okay for them not to follow the New Testament, okay? But when us as Israelites, you got some Israelite groups who don't follow the New Testament, then it's a problem. Which it is a problem to us too. But why these guys ain't getting on the fake Jews about it? This is called self-hatred, man. Our people hate our own people, man. This guy sit up there and claimed and laughed or said, smirked or chuckled or whatever when he said that we believe that everybody from ancient Israel was so-called black. He couldn't believe that. You know why? Because in his mind, he's westernized. He's screwed. He believed just because wherever you are now, that's who you're supposed to be. That's who you are. Well, history proves that the Negroes wasn't from here. The Israelites ain't from America. Well, there's some that were here, but the Southern tribe wasn't here. Well, the majority wasn't here. Okay? We were scattered throughout the whole globe. Esau scattered himself through the whole globe. Hell, the other nations are scattering themselves amongst the whole globe. The difference with us is we were scattered by force. They were scattered by doing it themselves. Okay? They wasn't scattered by force. Okay? They did it purposely on themselves to scatter themselves. They scattered themselves by choice. So that's a big difference. Okay? But we're different denominations, but we believe we're Israelites. Okay? These Christians ain't doing according to the Bible. This guy, again, clearly said, it's the Jewishness. Hey, you don't have to eat the crabs. I mean, we don't do that. If I don't want to eat crabs, that's the problem with the so-called Christian religion. It has no order. You're not supposed to be saying to yourself, you can do this, but you don't have to do it. You can do this. It's all about the faith. Well, if you had all about faith, then you would follow the commandments of the Most High too, man. You would follow his commandments to the best of your ability. No, the law is not going to save you, but through the law and faith is how you're going to be saved. You can't just sit up there and say, oh, you know what? I have faith and I believe, but you know what? I'm going to still eat crabs and shrimp. What the book of James says, okay? Let's get that. This is James 2:20. It says, but wilt thou know, a vain man, that faith without works is dead, okay? But wilt thou know, O vain man, that faith without works is dead, okay? So you can claim you got all the faith in the world, but you ain't trying to do what the Lord tell you to do. Why you Christians ain't on the highways and hedges? Why you Christians ain't following none of the law? The scripture says if you love me, you'll keep my commandments. You guys ain't doing that, man. You guys sitting here with a shaven face, the daylight savings time, so you got a 6 o'clock shadow. Okay? They got the other guy, I believe, has some form of dreads. I don't know. Let me look back at him again. I don't want to accuse. Yeah, he's got dreadlocks going down his head, down his back. All of this, some Israelites would do that as well. Okay? So before you start giving interviews on what they seem to know what is right, without getting full understanding of the doctrines, then just shut the hell up. Be quiet, okay? What you guys need to be doing is doing interviews on your own Christian churches. How there's so much molestation going on in the churches. So much adultery, thievery, and theft that's going on into those churches. See, the reason why you guys are doing these videos or claiming you're analyzing this Israelite thing, because you're losing members, okay? Everybody's waking up to the fact that the old Christian church is not working, okay? It's lost its steam, okay? Let's go to Luke 24:44. Let's see what Yahushua said, the one you call Jesus. He says, and he said unto them, these are the words which I spake unto you while I was yet with you, that all things must be fulfilled, which were written in the law of Moses, and in the prophets, and in the Psalms concerning me. So, one you call Jesus was going back through the law of Moses. And what was in the law of Moses? Which is the law of the Most High, technically. Okay, the law. That's why it says the law. But you guys are saying, you don't have to worry about the law. Now, we do understand that Great Millstone is more than just the law, okay? We don't agree that, okay, the heck with the law, or it's just all the law that's going to save you. No, it's the faith that's going to save you, but that don't mean you disregard the law. Okay? You still have to follow the law to the best of your ability. We're in captivity. We can't keep the full law. This is these guys. They want a reason to keep doing the wickedness that they're doing, man. That's all to it. They're doing what they're doing. Galatians 3:23. But before faith came, we were kept under the law, right? Because when Yahushua came, when we were scattered, okay, there's a thing called mercy. Because we was following, look, man, once you indulged in all these different lifestyles, doing all these different things, the Lord bestowed mercy upon us, man, to come back, okay? Because it became bigger than the law, okay? It's about faith. It's still the law, but it's about faith. You know, we was all going off. So now it's about faith. Remember, it was those so-called lawyers, where law come from, that the one you call Jesus crucified, okay? Because they was all about the law. They couldn't believe the Son of Yahweh sent his son, right? But then it goes bigger than that, because then now it has to do with faith and mercy. And that's what the Lord is restoring. This is what Paul, his whole message was about. So I don't know what these guys, maybe because they're dealing with different groups. You can't analyze 15 groups in one. So you would have to go to IUIC and do an analysis on them. Then you would have to go to ISHBK. Well, he mentioned GMS. They would have to analyze GMS. Okay, you just can't go to 30 groups and try to analyze all the groups in the same setting. Okay, these guys are trying to make a name for themselves, man. Okay. Yeah, all right. So I didn't have much to say on that. I just wanted to where would they have learned about Jesus at, man? The one you call Jesus being a so-called black man. They said they agree with that. They agree that he was a so-called black man. Well, how did they learn that? Because none of us knew. We all thought he was white. Where did he learn that from? He learned that from when the truth started coming out, man. You guys didn't believe Yahushua was black. Okay, you didn't know nothing about Hebrew roots even. All you knew is the Jews in Israel. They're the real people of the Bible, but they don't even believe in so-called Jesus. They don't even reference him. You mean to tell me that these guys are making mockery of Israelites who don't believe in the New Testament, which we don't agree with, but they have nothing to say, flying over to Israel, making a conversation with other Israelites, but mainly most of those Israelis over there, they don't believe in Yahushua. They don't believe he was the Messiah. This is sick, man. When are you guys going to take accountability for your own actions or even our people? You let the white man get away with everything. You let him do whatever it is he wants to do. But when it comes to our people, you don't let us get away with a damn thing. You know, our people are the biggest critics and snitches that walk the face of the planet, but will never find correction in themselves, man. That's all I have on that. Shalom.